in Toronto. I'm Chris McGee alongside Danny Green and Big Game James Worthy, Mike Trudell covering the post-game duties. What a win on the road without the leading scorer in the league. Luka Doncic, AR goes for 44 points, 11 assists, 5 rebounds. Guys, a streak by LeBron James where he has scored 10 points or more that was started back on January 6, 2007 is no longer. But LeBron makes the play of the game with that pass to Rui, and Rui with his first ever game winner, and the Lakers, an incredible, gutsy team effort. Big game. That was a fun one.
Yeah, can I get a little Worthy?
Yes, get a little Worthy clap.
Just like a little Worthy clap. Send them in.
Danny
I want to see
him.
him.
Danny
I want to see you guys send them in tonight because this was a game that was deserving of a worthy praise, worthy clap, and a worthy snap, whatever you want to do. Yeah, I thought it was great recovery, Geeter. After the last loss, knowing that you're going to lose your number one star player, Luka, not having Marcus Smart on the road, this is why I think this team is connected. And when you're connected like that, you just plug in and make things happen. Austin Reaves, again, man, we just can't say enough about his talent and his awareness of when he needs to pick it up. And then LeBron coming in with his leadership and experience. Didn't score in double figures, but boy, giving up that last assist to Rui there, and then just being in the presence and lead, just being on the floor. Sometimes you just need a guy like LeBron to be on the floor with you. I know there were times when Magic was maybe not all there, but just having him on the floor helped a lot. But I just thought Ayton, they defended the rim. They had block shots, I think maybe 7 block shots. Hayes had 3. I thought the bench tonight, which was needed, really provided a huge production from the bench and just an overall good victory.
Yeah, LaRavia with 14 points and 7 rebounds, and he had that big block in the fourth quarter late in that game, chased down from behind. Nick Smith off the bench with 12 points. But Danny, I want you to be able to talk about that last play as well. AR is doubled, and the Lakers, we talked all day on the pregame show and a half about making the right play, playing smart basketball, gives it up to LeBron. LeBron with 11 assists tonight. He could have tried to be a hero and make that shot, but he makes the great pass to Rui, and Rui's alone in that corner, and we trust that. He's over 50% from 30.
I mean, very on brand for LeBron James. He always makes the right play, regardless of time and score. And there's times where he's tried to force the issue and take the game winner, and he would be scrutinized for passing up the game winner sometimes. He's kicked it out to Melo before. He's kicked it out to me before, and we've missed shots. Now, LeBron, why aren't you shooting the ball? This is why. You trust in your teammates. At this point in the season, you want to build and empower them because you're going to need them, especially down the stretch, and he didn't have it going. But honestly, even though Rui made the game winner, the most important play for me down the stretch was Austin Reaves making that basket the play beforehand. Because all the momentum was with Toronto.
They took a 2-point lead and he answered.
They took a 2-point lead. He answered over 2 or 3 guys getting it to the rim. Could have been an and one, but that kind of settled down the crowd and the group, and it gave them a little bit more momentum because Toronto had the momentum pretty much that whole end of the fourth quarter, and Austin Reaves kind of quieted the crowd and got them back, in a poised situation.
And Danny, mistake me if I'm wrong. Billy and Stu talked about everyone thought the Lakers were taking a timeout.
Yeah,
except for Austin Reaves. Guys were literally about to walk to the bench, and Austin Reaves took it to the rack with 3 guys on.
Dribble up the floor a little slow, act like he didn't know what he was doing, put him to sleep a little bit, then turned on the Jets and took on 3 Toronto Raptors to get a bucket that could have been an and one, but that was one of the biggest buckets of the game. Probably the biggest bucket of the game to me.
Truly incredible. Listen, we knew that there would have to be a big game from Austin Reaves, and we talked in the pregame how they all struggled against the Phoenix Suns in that defense, and there was a warning. Toronto Raptors, another scrappy, pesky, athletic defense. JJ talked about it in the pregame show in his press conference, and the Lakers are going to have to play great basketball tonight. They're going to have to take care of the ball, and Austin did that. The efficiency, guys, 44 points on 21 shots, 13 of 21, James, 13 for 15 from the free throw line, 11 assists, and 5 rebounds. From the jump, he was dialed in.
You said it, from the jump, the entire team knew that they could not get themselves into a deficit situation on the road against Toronto. So from the very beginning, the entire team was ready. They were connected. They got the lead. And then Austin Reaves, Geeter, 44 points. 44. 22 of them in the third quarter. I mean, that's playing back. That's leadership. Without Luka. He said, okay, Luka's not here. I'm Luka tonight, but I'm Austin Reaves.
And he's going to let Luka know about it. And Luka's going to tweet back.
Of course he will. Of course he will. But, you think LeBron or Austin's going to take that last shot. You talk about team building.
Yes.
Letting Rui have that
you
shot.
nailed that one. Big game.
Could have been Jay, could have been anybody, but that's what. This is going to be a good bus ride, good plane ride, good camaraderie on the road. No distractions. You don't have, things here in LA, going to Boston, settle down, try to get another one.
They are now 4-1 without Luka. And AR has played in 4 of those games. He's gone for 40, I think, every single time. He averages about 40 when Luka is not there. Danny, what about that third quarter for AR? That really was the difference in this game, where you thought little momentum may be going. Lakers had a great first half, but then Toronto's charging in that third quarter. But in the third, he goes for 22 points in 12 minutes on 6 shots.
Yeah, I mean, the basket just kept getting bigger and bigger for Austin Reaves. Every shot that he threw up, even that end one where he just kind of threw up a prayer, went off the glass and went in. But he did a great job of getting to the free throw line, getting his screens, getting downhill some, and also getting some shots off the 3, off the pick and roll, and getting some good looks. And once you see 1 or 2 go down, next you know you're in rhythm, and then it's going to be a long night for the opposing team. And that's what he just continued to do. He continued to put pressure on the defense, non-stop attacking, and making sure that he capitalized on every mistake that they made defensively. You could not go under on me. You could not switch on flare screens. I'm going to punish you. You could not pick me up at the three-point line because I have range just as good as Dame Lillard and Steph Curry. And I'm going to have this dance with you, get you in the air, get the foul, but not only get the foul, but he's been great at finishing through the contact and getting the N1 as well.
Gator, this is a kid that they took to Vegas as a ball boy.
He was on a 2-way contract.
Yeah, just come on, kid. Come on, play with us. And now,
5 years later,
he has arrived.
He's an all-star.
He's an all-star.
He comes from a hometown of 1,200 people. And he got overlooked at every parade magazine, overlooked. Yeah. Few schools. He just never gave up. This is a basketball story here.
Remember when we had Rob Pelinka on our set when we were down at the arena for that Clipper game, and when we asked him about Austin kind of being a homegrown guy, a guy that they basically raised in this franchise, you could just see the pride that he feels and the Lakers feel with Austin Reaves. And the beautiful thing about him is every single year, the game has stepped up a level. And I think that as a former player is what you probably respect most.
And I was just thinking that when I looked at it before the game, like, career high for Austin Reaves all across the board. I feel like every year I see that. Yeah. Last year, his career highs in points, rebounds, assists. This year, even field goal percentage, he just get better and better. You don't expect that from a guy that last year was probably averaging 20 points a game to continue to get better in every category. And that just goes to show how much time he's putting on the court. And again, it's a hell of a story, man, for where he's come from.
Did I say parade All-America? Do they still do that?
They do. Oh, yeah, they do all that stuff.
Parade?
Come on, big game.
Man, I don't know.
McDonald's, Parade All-American, the magazines, they still got it going. All right, time to hear from Coach JJ Redick. Brought to you by your Toyota dealers.
JJ Redick said in the walk-off that basically LeBron said he was going to get him the ball, or to, I don't know exactly the words, but to find him. And what was your sense of that play and just seeing it unfold? And as the attention goes to Austin, LeBron gets the ball at the top of the key and how it played out.
Yeah, it just felt like in that situation for us tonight, we had the group on the floor that we wanted. Shot clock was off. I didn't feel the need to call a timeout, and knowing that, trust AR with the ball, trust LeBron as a decision maker. And they went to fire, and I think it's January 5th, 2007. Streak of whatever it is, 1,297 games. LeBron is acutely aware of how many points he has, at that point, and like he's done so many times in his career. And I remember him getting ridiculed for it early on when he would make the right play and his teammate would shoot the game winner. He did it like he's done so many times, and just knew it was good as soon as it left Rui's hands, and just a big time play. Very, very much reflective of the resilience we had tonight on the road, shorthanded, and thought our guys did a really good job of just managing the game. We managed their runs. We managed momentum swings on the road. We managed some tough breaks, I thought, in terms of some calls. They were consistent both ways, but sometimes, on those momentum changing plays, it can hurt you. And I thought our team just kept the result. That's what we talked about in the locker room. The basketball gods, if you do it the right way, they tend to reward you.
You mentioned it, kind of going back to the streak. He's acutely aware of how many points, not just his career, but what does that say about like LeBron at this point of his career making that sacrifice when he doesn't know how many games he has left? He could continue to streak until the end, but in that position, he makes the right play.
Yeah, I mean, I think it shows a level of trust in his teammates, and I thought one of the big parts of that play, once they fired on AR, was him stampeding that pass, which I think scrambled the defense even further than it was, and it just allowed Rui all the time in the world to take that shot.
JJ, you said LeBron was acutely aware of how many points he's had. How many times?
He was acutely aware of everything.
How many times have you been?
He's LeBron. He knows everything.
How acutely aware have you been as his coach of this streak in the back of your mind in the situations when he's had 8 points, and I guess for it to end like this?
Yeah, it pops up every now and then when he like the other night against Phoenix, where he ends up with 10 or whatever it was. I think we had one game last year. It's really McMenamin that keeps bringing it up.
Coach, at this point,
What was? Did you see LeBron's react? Well, you had a quick interaction with him.
Oh yeah, just joy. I mean, just seeing really run across the court with the whole team. I mean, the group was connected tonight. It was a fun night to compete together, and I've seen that kind of expression on LeBron's face of intensity, and it's to do that when a teammate hits a shot is pretty awesome.
Coach, as for Reaves Hachimura, I mean, he has grown so much. What was the first impression that you had about him in the first conversation that you had with him? The thing that stood out to you the most about him?
Just about the conversation, or as a player?
Any conversation that you had, or something that
Yeah, I mean, he was coming off 23, 24 career high in 3-point percentage, and it was an outlier relative to the rest of his career in terms of being significantly above 40%. And remember Bo Levesque, who's his player development coach, during our summer meetings in August, Bo had gotten to work out with him a few times, and I think there was some questions around whether or not he was a true laser, and he's a laser, and we found that out very quickly. And I have so much belief when he gets his feet set and gets his legs underneath him that the shot's going in.
Coach.
Yep.
Longest streak of 10-plus points in NBA history. This started on January 6, 2007, and it ends on December 4, 2025. 1,297 straight games. But LeBron gets 8 tonight. Let's not forget 11 assists and the game-winning assist. 4 for 17, did not get to the free throw line. 0 for 5 from 3, but the win. And here's LeBron in Toronto with Mike Trudell.
All right, LeBron asked JJ if there was kind of some element in those final seconds, the streak and all that, but you got a better pass. Rui's open in the corner. He ends up hitting the shot. Can you just take us through that sequence and how it results?
Just playing the game the right way. You always make the right play. That's just been my MO. That's how I was taught the game. I've done that my whole career. There's not even 1 second guessing that. Once they doubled AR and the ball got swung to me, I know it's a numbers game. We got a 4-on-3 advantage, and I was just trying to put the ball on time, on target, and right in Rui's socket, in his shot pocket, and he knocked it down.
So you get the stop on the other end, no timeout, but Rui said in the walk-off that you communicated to him at some point. I don't know if you said, hey, I'm going to get you or get you the ball, or you get to it. What did you communicate? How did you do it in that amount of time with no timeout, no stop?
To put him in a payoff spot, I looked over at their bench, and obviously we didn't want to call timeout. We had a good flow. AR been cooking all night, and I started seeing our coach kind of, telling Scotty Barnes to possibly double. So I wanted to keep Rui on the same side to be my payoff spot.
Obviously it paid off big time with the Rui 3. I know that's been much time since the game ended, but now that the streak has ended for you, what feelings did you have, if any, about it ended?
None. We won.
The general kind of offensive flow for you in the game when it came to getting your shot and stuff like that. How did it feel out there? A couple of the early misses were pretty uncharacteristically. I mean,
yeah. I'm still getting in a rhythm. This is my sixth game. Sixth game, like I said, is obviously well documented. I've never missed a whole training camp and a whole preseason before, and then let alone miss the first 14 games of the regular. So I'm still, figuring out my rhythm, figuring out, everything as far as offensively. Knowing I can still make an impact on the floor when I'm out there, but still trying to fill it out.
You're 2-0 in the last 2 games. You haven't scored 10 points.
I won't make that a habit though. But listen, man, you guys know the guys have been around me for 8 years. This is my 8th year here. I've been covering my career. I'll just make the right play. That's all that matters. Win, lose, or draw. You make the right play. The game guys will always giving back to me, no matter if it was a win or loss or whatever. That's just how I was raised, and that's how I always play the game.
JJ was saying that he remembers earlier in the career when you would get criticized, right, for making that pass instead of taking the shot. And I guess that collectively basketball has advanced some. You probably won't get a lot of critique for making that pass, but have you seen that evolution of it? And can you kind of remember back to those times and just sticking with what you know about this is the way you play basketball?
Yeah, of course I remember. I remember everything that's been negatively said about me in my game throughout my career. And it was always that aspect was always one of the most foolish things I've ever heard, as far as making the right pass, making the right play. We are in the business of winning basketball games, and so my whole life I've just played the game that way. I've taught the game that way. And I've won at every single level I've played at by playing the game that way. So there was no reason for me to ever change. Once I got to this level, it doesn't change. Basketball is basketball.
I saw you before the game embrace Brandon. I was just curious if how you feel about him kind of finally, settling into a spot here and playing as well as he's been playing.
B.I.'s unbelievable talent. I had him my first year in LA, obviously, and he was a young stud then. But as much seasoned vet now, super mature now. His game is mature. He's gotten better and better, and I love to see him thrive. All the guys that I played with, especially my first year, I love seeing him. Caruso, Zoe, Josh Hart. I mean, Zubek, all the guys. Just to name a few of them. These guys are. It's great to see them play the game the right way and been balling.
You've talked about this before. The fans in Toronto, you've talked about this before, but it sounded like half the stadium was cheering for you.
They're amazing. I love it. I don't know how many games I have left here in this building, but these fans are unbelievable. This city is unbelievable. Always welcome me with open arms. Either if I was coming here to play a basketball game or just coming here to visit. I've always loved and appreciate the fans' support here, man. They're one of a kind for sure.
You've obviously been a supporter of Austin, but even for you, has it surprised you at all that he's been able to carry this usage and to produce this way and be this efficient at this usage, or is it kind of what you expected of him?
It's not surprising me. I've seen it since day one when we got him. I saw the talent. And when talent meets hard work and preparation, then I don't think there's any stopping, an individual that puts the work in. Once you have the talent, that's, we're in the NBA, everyone has talent, but in order to be consistent, you got to put the work in, and he's done that. So I'm not surprised. I'm super happy for him. Appreciate it. Yeah.
LBJ giving high praise right there to Austin Reaves about the talent and the preparation that comes with it when you put in the hard work, and that opportunity has been there for AR, and he's taken advantage of it. But let's talk about LeBron quickly before we go to the highlights. Listen, he's well aware of that streak, and now you can put it to bed and start something new. But I loved what he said about being in the business of winning basketball games. And from the moment he stepped on the court, as an 18-year-old, he's been making the right play. And he did it again, James, in the biggest moments when he could have tried to do something different. But to win the game, he had to make that pass. And that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, when LeBron came into the league, I thought it was like Magic Johnson. I thought he was assist first, score second guy. And he just makes the right decision, Gita. There's no selfishness in his game, because that play, he could have tried to force the issue and get a foul or maybe get a shot, but he said when they double team Austin, this is how he thinks. This is how the great ones think. They double team Austin. I knew we had numbers. I knew we had 4-on-3. I just had to find it. He made his man commit, tossed it over to Rui, and that was the right move. And that's what the great ones do. They win.
And he saw Darko. They talked to Scotty Barnes about doubling, and he kept Rui on his side.
Yeah, I mean, they see what Austin could do. He's had game winners against teams in the past. He's only been in the league
ready
for a
to do
couple
it
years.
again. Yeah.
We're not letting him beat us. So we're gonna get the ball out of his hands, make somebody else beat us. They send Scotty. Bron, he knows the game before it's happening. What's happening? His IQ is always going to be there. Whether his body is or his shot is not going to be there, his IQ is always going to be there. And time again, I can't reiterate it enough. He always makes the right pass, the right play, right pass at the end of games, regardless of what the time and score is or who people think he should shoot it every time. He does not care. Again, I've been on the receiving end of it. Carmelo, Rui, there's a bunch of guys that teammates that he's passed to. Kevin Love, Kyrie. He's not afraid to make the right play and get the criticism for not taking the last shot.
By the way, quick injury update. I did hit my left knee jumping out of my seat on the win. Knee contusion. I am playing tomorrow.
Okay.
No, not probable,
okay.
But looking like I'm going to play. All right, let's get you to it's feeling much.
Rui in the corner.
Those are the Carl's Cam moments that I like, Danny. Austin Reaves with my
great moment.
Yeah, Austin was pretty good tonight. Here he is.
All right, Austin, that last sequence, first of all, so you get the stop, and LeBron said that you kind of expected what's going to happen. They're probably going to fire on you, and he had kind of guided Rui to a certain spot. Can you take us through from your perspective when to get rid of the ball, and then just watching LeBron kind of make that decision, even with the whole knowing that the double-digit thing, to the extent that he cared about it, if at all?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna throw myself under the bus here. We got the rebound. I think Bron tossed it to me, and I'm dribbling it up the court. I thought we were down one, and he was like one shot, and in my head I'm like, what? Like, we're down one, and I looked up and it was 120 to 120. So that's bad game awareness for myself. But as I'm dribbling over on the right side, I hear their coach telling Scotty to fire or whatever they call it. I knew the whole time I was going to take a couple dribbles baseline. They're known to double from when you turn your back. So just trying to get Bron the ball in a situation that he's been in a million times. And for all the people that's killed him his whole career for making the right play, if he shot that one, they would have said to pass it. If he passes it, they're going to say to shoot it. So you tip your hat to a guy that just cares about winning and making the right play, and that's what he's done his whole career. So thankful for him. Obviously the 10-point streak ends, but I guarantee if you ask him, winning's more important than points.
You had the buzzer beater at Minnesota, obviously a team-building moment. Tonight it's Rui. What are those moments like in this time for you getting to celebrate a teammate?
Oh, it was awesome. I think I almost put him in a chokehold. Those are pure joy moments. We spend all year together basically as a team, and you care for one another on a deeper level than just friends or whatever it is. You like I said, you're with each other 24/7, and to see someone like that succeed, anyone on our team is very cool. And he came in here and he was like, bro, that was crazy. Like, he was like, I knew before when the play started, he was like, I had a feeling the ball was going to come to me. So he was ready. It looked good off his hand, and thankfully he made it.
And you're averaging over 40 in the 4 games you played without Luka. What kind of text do you expect to get about that?
Luke, I don't know if he might be asleep right now. I don't know, Luka, please hurry back. I miss you, my brother.
When LeBron he's always said, like, I always want to make the right play, and I'll always pass. What kind of tone does that set for his team, his teammates, people who play around? How contagious is that kind of mindset?
Yeah, when you have the greatest player in the world, or the greatest player to ever touch a basketball, willing to sacrifice and make the right play every single time, or we're not. None of us are perfect. Obviously he's gonna make bad mistakes. Everybody in the room is gonna make bad mistakes, but it's not off of trying to. Everything he does is pure, and when you have someone like that, everybody's got to fall in line. If you don't fall in line, you look Y'all heard him. When you don't fall in line with someone like that, then you look crazy. So you tip your hat to a guy like that.
We're waiting to hear from the hero of the night, Reaves Hachimura, with the game winner in Toronto. Reaction from Reaves and more ahead. The Lakers improved to 9-2 on the road this season.
We could talk a little bit. We're going to talk ball movement here right now. And obviously making great game-winning plays and awareness. Even though Austin didn't know the score, he knew what was going on here. The defense is not paying attention. They all clapping. Scotty's yelling, yo, pay attention. He sees the lane, too late. He sees quick there, he's too small. I'm going to jump and try to finish over him. Mamu is a second too late. Gets the body contact, even tougher finish.
Foul.
Not even using the backboard. That's a tough finish, big game. So he sees that, flexes on him, let him know. Right here, he sees Shed is guarding him. Too small, know that. Darko sees it, sends a double, tells Scotty, come help, come help. Bron, heads up play, knowing he's not shooting it that well, catches the ball on the go to the basket, making the defense collapse. He knows Rui's there wide open. DeAndre Ayton could set a little screen here, but he doesn't want to get offensive foul, so he just kind of brushes it. Rui knocks down a three, wide open shot for the game. Celebrate, jump around, run around. Rui act like you're at Disneyland. What you do best, you know?
That was
Have
good
fun. Now
execution
good team
right there,
win.
bro.
Now you fly to Boston.
Those
get
are
in
the
that
fun
decent
ones to
hour.
break down, aren't they?
Yeah, I love that. Especially when it's a game winner.
Man,
and then when guys aren't paying attention, you see Scotty Barnes yelling at him.
Austin Reaves, guys, third 40-ball game of the season. There was a game, I think, big game.
One in my career here.
But it was a good one.
140 in a loser.
Yeah, but they're shooting threes now, big game all the time.
I didn't get one. I never got there. If I scored 20 or 30, the game was already out of reach.
Yeah.
Like if a role player scores 20 plus,
yeah,
then you're blowing that team out.
Right.
And
or guys are out that night.
And we sat out. You know, we would sit. Pop would sit us.
It was night when Pop sat like three guys was nice, right?
Yeah. That's when I had my career. I was in the 30s.
Yeah, Billy Bogey.
Yeah.
It's all right, big game. You had 36 in the Game 7 of the finals. That's fine.
There you go.
We're still waiting to hear from the man of the hour, Reaves Hachimura, with the buzzer beater across the border. Reaction from Reaves and a preview of Friday in Boston still ahead.